looks like to the
you
bottom.
were weighing him down?
That's like a phrase apparently that they use when you get rid of your girlfriend back home. Is you cut sling load. Hello, everybody, and welcome into this week's episode of Unhinged. A very special episode because
It's Valentine's Day. I'm the love of the love.
I'm Savannah Rudisell.
I'm Alicia Quarles.
I'm Liza Mahachek. I'm trying to figure out which form of heart I should do. This is the Gen A heart, okay?
Okay.
This is the Gen Z heart.
Right.
And this is the Millennial and Beyond heart.
Oh, actually, maybe I'm Gen Z.
No, what
am
do?
I?
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
okay, wait. So that's still, this is like a Taylor Swift
This is
heart.
the old heart.
So this is
This is Taylor Swift. Yeah. Taylor
isn't,
Swift.
or this is Taylor Swift? I don't know. But
Yes, it is.
this
It's definitely-
this is a Gen Z heart.
Okay.
So like, you know, it's the,
Yeah.
My
the ring
fingers
finger
won't
and the
even
middle
do
finger.
that.
I know. It takes some practice. It takes some practice.
That's
You know,
cute.
it's okay.
No, yeah, I'm very millennial on
Yeah.
my heart. Yeah. I don't stray from this. I do love the Gen Alpha, this one. I think this one's really cute.
Wait,
That's a heart?
Yeah. Like, cause look, it's like, it's, yeah.
What I'm
like a
learning
little-
from the youth. From the youth.
Yeah,
From the youth.
exactly.
Ladies, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy V-Day, the day of love.
Okay, let's talk about overarching. What does Valentine's Day mean to you guys?
I love Valentine's Day.
You do?
Personally, I
Even
really
though you're
do.
single, you still
Even
love
though I'm
it.
single, I honestly have spent the majority of my Valentine's Day single, and I love it because I think it's just such a fun time. You get to love your friends, your family,
Yeah.
all this stuff. Like, it's not like, I think people put so much pressure on the romantic side of Valentine's Day, but like I go around and I hand out like hugs and kisses from like Hershey's Kisses. Me going around handing out hugs and kisses to everyone.
That's shocking, Liza. Such Liza thing to do.
I'm talking chocolates, guys. I'm not. I'm not going up and
Yeah.
physically hugging and kissing everyone. But I could. Hey, I might get sent to HR. But you never know. But I go around with a little bag of kisses and then I hand them out to people and it's so fun. And do you remember in when you were a kid and you would do the shoebox, like you decorate the shoe boxes for Valentine's Day and you'd go to school and you'd give your crush the best little Valentine.
Yeah.
That was the best. And that is what I think of when I think of Valentine's Day. I don't really care about like going and doing the expensive meal. Like when you're dating somebody, that's fun. But Valentine's Day to me is more like pink hearts. You know,
That's a
giving
very
out little
Liza
Valentines
response.
to your friends, chocolates for your friends. You know, like my parents will always send me like chocolate covered strawberries. So it's all about love.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
I love that.
Savannah, what is your overarching response when I say Valentine's Day?
Opposite, I hate it.
Well, obviously.
Not for me. I am not a big Valentine's Day fan. I don't think I've really ever had like a good one, like a great
Wow,
Valentine's Day. Yeah. It's really hard to pinpoint one that's like, that was such a good day. A lot of times, though, it's because when we were doing the shoe boxes in elementary school, for Valentine's, I was always sick. I was sick all the time. Yeah, I was always out that day, and either like I couldn't hand out the Valentines, or I couldn't make the box. There was something had to do with that. So growing up, I was always like, who even likes Valentine's Day anyway? And then, you know, the people I've dated, you know, have tried their best, you know, when it comes to having a nice day. But you're right, sometimes the pressure of it, and not necessarily even like my expectations, sometimes it's just in general.
It's
like
like
it
New
doesn't
Year's.
have anything to do with the couple. It's just everyone else. Like, well, it's Valentine's Day.
Right.
So
You gotta do
Right.
something
You gotta do
special.
something. You gotta do
I've
something.
just kind of shoved that one.
Yeah.
Alicia, what about you?
You know what? Mixed feelings. My initial reaction is when you said pressure. Like, oh my God, it's a reminder. Either you're single or if you're in a relationship, what are you guys going to do for Valentine's Day?
Right.
But I just think, like, I remember my saddest Valentine's Day. I was working at the Daily Mail and my friend Pandora and I remember everybody was getting their flower deliveries and we were looking at each other like, this is so sad. I think one of us started crying at our desk and our friend Chris came and like,
Alicia's like one of us. None of us started crying at our desk.
me crying never and our friend Chris came and like gave us individual Valentines and that just like made our day. But I do equate it with like these very sad moments, even though I've had amazing Valentine's Day. It's a lot of pressure. So Savannah, I feel like we got to put some like Liza fairy dust on it,
Right.
and just make it good.
Which also, I think it does rest, the responsibility also rests on the people around you too, because like I get like, I'll either get like flowers or like strawberries from my parents sending it as like from our family, you know, because I think that also it's a reminder for everybody to celebrate everyone in your life.
Yes.
Because if you celebrate the people that are around you, then also it's kind of like Christmas where it's like, oh my gosh, of course you get gifts, but also you get this like this fun feeling of like, oh, I get to go around and give gifts to people. And that is fun, you know?
But you're so funny. So you've got a wedding this year on Valentine's.
I'm so excited.
And you're single. And this girl says, Savannah, she's going to be with all couples. And she goes, Alicia, I'm so excited because I get to be with all of my best friends on Valentine's Day. But most people would be like, I'm the single one. Not Liza.
I really don't care.
That's
I am going to have the time of my life because this is like my high school friend group. These girls I've been like best friends with for 10 years. And I am so thrilled. And I'm like, you don't get to spend the day away from me. You have to spend it with me.
That's just because you decided to go find a partner.
Yeah, exactly. Just because you decided to
celebrate love together. We're all celebrate love together.
Right. I also love a Valentine's wedding. I
have been to one.
That's cute.
This is my first.
I think it's a little selfish.
You do?
Yes. Like, okay, hear me out.
Okay, let's hear the tape.
Hear me
Let's
out.
hear it.
I'm happy for your friends.
Yeah.
But also, it's like, why do I have to spend my Valentine's Day celebrating y'all every year? Like, let me have my Valentine's Day. It's just it's a lot to put on people, I think.
That's fair. And what I will say is I think about this with New Year's Eve weddings. What I would give for a New Year's Eve wedding. I would pay money to go to a New Year's Eve wedding.
But that I would, because New Year's Eve is so much pressure.
So much pressure. You have a guaranteed, like, night of fun.
Yeah.
And the same thing goes with Valentine's Day, because if you're like, oh, shoot, we can't go out to dinner. Oh, no. However will we not find reservations and be in a booked-in busy restaurant and then be wondering, oh, gosh, how are we going to spend our night? Hey, now it's off the table. You don't even have to stress about it. This is great. You have plans.
You're just surrounded by love.
You know?
Okay, y'all, we have to take a quick commercial break, but more on that right after. More from Unhinged.
Welcome back to another Unhinged episode of Unhinged. Right now, we're going to talk about some not so successful stories of Valentine's Day. Savannah, please kick us off because you've told us that you have an interesting one.
I can't wait to hear this.
I have a bit of an interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So this was probably my worst Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Let me set the scene for you. I'm in high school and I am in love. And I had been dating this fella for, a little over 2 years.
This last
That's a long time for high school.
It was. And we were all about each other. He was a grade older than me, so he had already gone off to college at this point, and I was still back at home. It was fine. But again, as I talked, I don't love Valentine's Day. So what I decided to make a plan and be a little bit more like you, Liza, and go for going to go see some friends over at Kansas State.
Okay. And he went to Kansas State?
No, he so I try not to give too many identifying factors.
He went to a different college.
No, but this is important.
Okay.
This matters. He went to West Point.
Okay.
So yeah.
Oh,
this comes back into play. Don't worry.
Okay.
And so I had made plans. I said, hey, I'm going to go visit my friends at K-State. My mom's like, that may not be a great idea. I don't know if those are the best influences on you. And I was like, Mom, there's my theater friends.
Oh my gosh.
You love these.
Yes, theater girl. Yes, theater girl.
Theater friends.
But she had me stay home because my boyfriend had called her and said, I'm taking leave. That's why he had to request military leave to come back, fly home, and see me on Valentine's Day.
Sounding very romantic. Okay.
It sure does, right? And I think I had a basketball game that night. And
okay, sports girl.
Sporty and theater.
Sporty and theater. No, a woman of many talents.
There we go. There we go. Okay, so
I right.
So at this point, he's coming to see you. He's taking a leave.
No, yeah. So I don't know. I get surprised.
Okay.
He shows up on my doorstep.
Romantic.
What a lovely time, right? And then we have the next day we have a really nice day together. It's so incredible to have him back in town. And then we go to our favorite Mexican restaurant in town. And
sounds great. We love Mexican food.
One of my other friends is our waitress that night. And she's like, you guys are so cute. And as we sit down to dinner, he and it gets a little serious and starts talking more about school and how it's going and what it's all like. And I recognize it's very difficult for him, 100%. So I'm trying to be positive. And then he's like, just think you're going to get tired of waiting on.
Ooh.
I was like, I don't know what that means. I'm doing great.
I'm having a great time, actually.
But that was him kind of soft launching the
breakup.
Yeah, a breakup.
Oh.
And I'm not getting it.
Yeah.
It's not clocking.
It's not clocking. But
It's
why
not-
is it? It's Valentine's Day.
It's
He's
Valentine's
gonna
Day.
see you.
We're Jose Peppers.
You're eating
exactly.
Mexican, you're eating queso. Like
We've
why-
got marks and chips.
Right,
We've got nothing but good vibes here. What are
Right,
you talking about a
right.
breakup?
Has to get like more and more like specific. And he's like, "Are you familiar with the phrase cut sling load?"
What is that?
What is that?
A military term that I found out that day.
Well, what does it mean?
When like a helicopter is transporting something and it has like a crate or something on the box and that is like tied.
Is
looks
he
like to
saying
the
you
bottom.
were weighing him down?
That's like a phrase apparently that they use when you get rid of
babe.
your girlfriend back home. Is you cut sling load.
Your
Nice.
boyfriend of 2 years flew in on Valentine's Day over Mexican food and told you he was cutting sling load. I would have.
You could have just
I
said,
would've
I
said-
think we need to break up.
I would have thrown the water in his face. Tell me that over the phone.
No, also, okay, here's a question that I have because
Yeah.
also I've been in a circumstance like this where, you do long distance and then it's the decision between either doing it in person or not.
Right.
And so which do you guys think is better? Do you think it's better in person or better?
I think in person's better, however, not on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, if I may.
Yeah, you're right. That's true.
Dude.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to be a surprise
Yeah.
that he was there. And now my mom is also mad about that now because
Yeah.
she's like, you involved me in that scheme. I think had he told her, I'm going to break up with her, like, I think my mom would at least give me a heads up being like, oh, hey, he's coming back in.
So did you
Or
ever
she would have said, go to K-State,
That
man.
part.
Yeah, get out of town, girl.
Did you
Get
ever
out.
talk to him after? Like how? Like after?
Oh yeah. So because obviously his military leave didn't last long,
Yeah.
so he had to get back, and we kept in communication because there was like a solid relationship there, and it didn't end super cleanly.
Mhm.
So there was like a little bit of back and forth, and then I forgot about this part. Like in like that a little bit later that semester, I think there was a military ball.
Ooh.
Right?
Oh, yeah, the military balls
I
are...
didn't get to go to. I put in all that time.
No, you
right?
didn't even get to go to the military ball.
Supported him through his plebe year, helped him with the whole application process. There was a military ball. It wasn't me. It was the girl he told me not to worry about.
Oh, always is.
And
Always
no.
is.
Right.
Okay, I've got a good one. Never
right.
told this story before, but it's
Ooh,
again
I'm
inspired.
excited, Alicia.
Share.
So in college at University of Southern California, I hosted this show called See You at USC, and it aired nationally. It was like the college show.
Yes, girl.
Yes. And so I had my first love, Sandy Fletcher. We loved him.
Oh, Sandy.
Yeah, so it was
in first and last.
Oh yeah, we're dropping receipts because it's taken me this long to even talk about this. So it was a Valentine's Day episode. I'll never forget this. And we had like 3 campus couples in love, like whatever it was. So I found out that day, Valentine's Day, he had been cheating on me like chronically. It was like friends, like really, really bad.
Ooh.
And this is your first love. I was like devastated, crying, all that. So I remember going to see you at USC and hosting the show about love. Eyes all bloodshot red. Might have cried a little in the segment, and remember afterwards, the EP was like, "Yeah, we're gonna have to pull you off air." I was like,
Oh, no.
I was like, "Yeah, I understand." Eventually, I earned my spot back, but I was just like, "So don't ever let a boy get in the way of your professional career."
So
No.
you said you can't do it.
Yeah, she
today.
was like, "No, you're on air, like basically crying." And
That's why you got to bring out the acting skills.
That's the acting skills. But see, lesson learned
Whip it
hard.
together.
Like, whip it together.
That is
Lesson
so...
compartmentalize.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Compartmentalize.
But that's what's so interesting is that you just get like, as you go through life,
Yeah.
you have these things happen, and then you're like, okay, well, I guess I just have to keep going.
It's got to keep going. Like, what are you gonna do?
just gotta,
Yeah, you just gotta suck it up, Buttercup. But
Say,
yeah.
yay, it's another story.
But Savannah, how did you make nice with this guy? Because if you had
Yeah.
told me to cut, what's the term?
cut
Oh,
loose
cut
slack.
sling load?
Cut sling
I'll
load.
be sling on that water at
Yeah.
your face.
I mean, so like it lasted, the on and off lasted for a while until like I think like that next year he did come out to Mizzou and like we went to a formal, like a sorority function.
So he came to a formal with you,
Oh.
and you didn't get to go to the military ball?
Oh,
I'm mad.
clock it.
I'm mad.
Hey. But it was like, so it was like on and off. And then it was like in that moment, we realized too, we're like, oh wow, amicably, our lives are in very different places.
Yeah.
Because when he was in my world, he's like, well, what is this? And I was
Right.
in his, and he was like, what is this? So that kind of ended things, but he tried to stick around a little bit longer.
Mhm.
And it at this point, it's just like, buddy, Yeah.
Your heart
So-
had healed.
My what?
Your heart had healed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the heart had healed. I had moved on. I think he had moved on. I hope he's doing well. far away from me, but I hope he's doing well.
That's real.
Yeah.
That is so real.
Yeah.
Well, question for you guys. For people who are maybe, this doesn't have to be a last minute gift, but a lot of people might be thinking about what the heck am I supposed to get my significant other right now? I did not plot this out well enough because I do think that a lot of times you forget about the gifts for Valentine's because you just finished up with Christmas.
Yep.
You're like, oh, nailed that.
Yep.
Did great with those gifts. And now you're like, oh, wow, what a quick turnaround. You know, really got to pivot, got to get on Etsy and go crazy.
Yeah.
But what's like one of the best gifts you've given or received? You know, do you have ideas of things for Valentine's Day that you like to give or get?
So I got one.
What you got?
I've never received it for Valentine's Day, but my mom and dad do this where I love my dad so much, but he's not exactly the most verbose person. So for every year for Valentine's Day, he writes my mom a love letter.
Aww.
I know, and that's it's all she wants. She's not a big jewelry person, not a big flower person. So it's just him. And I don't even think to her it matters necessarily what it says. Of course it does. But it's that he's sitting down, writing out his thoughts, and it's just the two of them.
It's really sweet.
Yeah. So, I mean, hey, married since 89.
Hey.
It's working.
Something's working. I am a big flowers girl. I just, no matter what, get me flowers. But also, I love an experience. So if you get me a cooking class, I like that, right? Like, let's go paint together. Let's do pottery together. Something that I'm always going to remember, right?
Do you an experience? And that's actually a
What about
really
you, Liza?
great last minute gift too.
Yeah.
Because it's like, hey, find an experience you can go to and that'll be fun.
Bond together.
Yeah.
Or schedule it for later.
Exactly.
Like, I give it to you now.
Right. Yes.
We're scheduled as soon as they have openings.
For Valentine's Day, this is a format that I really, really like because I think it's fun. And it also allows you to give like kind of multiple things. If you want this, especially if it's one of your first Valentine's Day together, or, you know, it's you're kind of like starting out new and you want some good gifts. The 5 senses gift.
Ooh,
so you give something that is for like sight, smell, taste, touch, and hearing. So like their favorite candle or their favorite cologne. And then you do for like maybe it's a record that you guys or an album that you guys listen together, but you get it in like the record form and things like that. So it's cool. It's a very like thoughtful gift to be able to give because you're like, oh, well, clearly I planned all this out. But these are things that you already know about each other. And so it's like, oh, okay, you can now act on that. But I do have a necklace that I got from my high school boyfriend.
Okay.
And it's from Pandora, and I still love it. It's great.
Jewelry's always a winner.
Jewelry's a winner. It's not heart-shaped.
Okay, that's
it's like a circle kind of like pendant.
Jewelry's always a winner.
It was a great one. And also, mind you, he was in high school. He got a great
necklace. That's good for high school.
Great job.
Good job.
He did awesome with that.
Good job, Bradley. I don't know if that's
thanks. But so it was that's one that I love. So like you know, some people might like the jewelry, some people might not, but either way, you know, getting something that lasts or also something that like even just a bouquet of flowers, especially for those just starting out. If you're like 3 dates in, get some chocolates or something.
Just let them know that you care.
Yeah,
exactly. Well, we'll talk about other ways to show how much you care to not only any romantic interest, but to all those in your life. We've got some ideas for you coming up on the other side of the break.
Welcome back to Unhinged, where we're talking all things Galentine and Valentine's. But Savannah's got a little fun story, interesting fact for us. Sav, what you got?
Well, I wanted to make sure, if you guys knew this, we were talking a little bit about breakups, that the most popular day of the year to break up for couples is called Red Tuesday.
What Tuesday is it?
Y'all knew about this?
Is this the Tuesday before Valentine's?
Tuesday before Valentine's
Oh, so you don't have to buy them
Day.
anything or spend time with them.
Yeah. So some people say that they don't want to, like, they use this time with Valentine's Day coming up. They kind of reassess their relationship. And with that pressure, again, to either get gifts or do something or express how you feel, if you are realizing what you're feeling for this person may not be enough, that Tuesday before is typically the day that couples
I like it because like mid-February, the weather starts to change. You're getting out of the cold months. You don't want to be cuffed up with that person anymore. I can see it.
Yeah. So Red Tuesday is the end of cuffing season.
As the end of cuffing season, yes, because people don't want to be faking affection, is what they call it. And I respect that.
Honestly,
I definitely respect that.
Exactly. Because also I feel like a lot of people can be complacent and they're like, well, I can't break up with them because it's Christmas. And then I can't break up with them because it's Valentine's Day.
Right.
And then I can't break up with them because it's their birthday.
Right.
Like,
there's always something.
There's all this stuff. And it's like, at a certain point, just pick a Tuesday.
Pull that Band-Aid off.
Do it. You gotta do it.
One time, I think I knew I wanted to break up with him, and I think I waited about.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
No judgment.
Yeah.
But there were things and events, and
I mean, it wasn't 8 months. It was 8 weeks.
It was
tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's tough.
Yeah,
It's
but
tough to break up.
maybe like, if you need an excuse,
Red Tuesday.
Red Tuesday is a decent excuse, if you must.
Okay, so we've talked all about the romantic relationships, but what about the relationships with our girlfriends? Let's talk Galentine's. Liza, you actually know the origin story of where Galentine's became popular, right?
So actually, Valentine's Day started on Parks and Rec. Leslie Knope.
Did she really?
She began the idea of Valentine's Day, and it is on February 13th, so it's the day before Valentine's Day. And honestly, Valentine's Day and Valentine's Day for me, hand in hand. They are one and the same, you know?
Yeah.
I love them. And it is so fun because it's a great opportunity to get your friends together. You can do crafts. You can make charcuterie boards together.
This is Liza's Olympics.
The options are endless. It's amazing. It's fantastic. And I love it so much because it's also just like, I think we forget often to celebrate our friends.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to just be like, oh, well, I'll hang out with them next time, or I'll text them next time. But like, just celebrate the people in your life because, again, you never know what's going to happen. And telling the people that you love them, whether or not you're dating them, you know, it's important.
Yes. I'm big on Galentine's. I have been, I guess, for these past 5 years. It's so important. Here's the thing. Think about this. When you go through breakups, who's there for you? Your girls.
Your girls.
When you go through your good times, your girls are there for you. When you want to laugh, your girls. When you need to cuss somebody out, your girls. You know what I'm saying? So this year we're doing like a flower making party. I just think that pouring into your female relationships are so important. Or your male relationship. Well, no, it's Galentine's, your girls.
You can make it Palentine's too. That's another thing.
Yeah,
Palentine's. So if you want to get the guys involved, if the guys want to go, out and celebrate their friendship or a co-ed experience,
your boys have your back.
Yep.
Valentine's. I really like that. I got invited to a Galentine's this year, right after meeting these people for the first time. And I was like, I already know, one, we had a great time, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
But like, this is the type of like thing that you prioritize. And so I already know, like, oh, we're going to get along really well.
That energy, right?
Yeah. If you've already sent out the Evite for the Galentine's Day party, I'm like, oh, you're my type of person.
Yep.
You're my
It's
type
gonna
of
be.
person.
Sometimes you just meet people and you connect and you click, and that's just it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think a lot of times when you enter relationships, you really can get, you obviously get really close with this person. Like, a romantic relationship, a lot of your priorities go to that person, which makes sense. But then friendships can tend to fall to the wayside. Yeah. So especially when people go through breakups, you really notice them coming back to their friends in a strong way. And so you want to, I think that it's a good reminder for everybody, no matter if you're in a relationship or out of a relationship, to find time to prioritize your friends.
Because also, if you think about it, if you've ever gone through a friend breakup, those can be just as painful and traumatic, if not worse.
Yeah.
So you have to think about, you have to nurture, to your point, Liza, nurture those female relationships or pal relationships as well. So when you break up with that person, it hurts just as much as a significant other, if not worse.
And also, how much fun is it to, at said Palentine's, Galentine's, talk about the relationships,
right?
Therapeutic.
A little goss, a little hot goss.
Always try to be mindful too about not just talking about a relationship or an interest or dates or whatever. But the first thing I think when I've got a crowd, an audience full of my girls, and I was like, listen to
which
this. Is I think how this podcast kind of partially started.
Yeah. We were all talking about our love lives. Yeah.
Hey, I had a bad day.
Yeah.
But I think also the other thing is that, there are so many opportunities to kind of celebrate the significant others in your life. And so do that on Valentine's Day. But the day before, you can do it on Galentine's Day too. But that's something that I've noticed about both of you guys is that you really do celebrate your friendships. And I think that you both do a really great job of it.
Thank you, Liza. I think all three of us are girls. And I think that goes far in life. Ladies, our time is wrapping up. Should we just give a little closing thought? We like to do closing thoughts on our show, Savannah.
I love it when you guys do that.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to tee it off to you for closing thoughts on this Valentine's episode.
I would love that. All right, just take a deep breath, right? Nothing is a better predictor of failure than high expectations, super high expectations. So just relax. It's just a day. Yeah. And if all else fails, we got half-price chocolates coming up.
That's right.
Boom, boom, boom,
after
boom, boom,
February 15th, be in those stores.
Mahachek, what is yours?
whether you're single or not, first of all, if you are single, this is not a bad day. This is actually such a fun day. Get a gift for someone. I think that is the best thing that you can do because it makes it feel special. And regardless of whether or not that gift that you're getting is for a significant other, how fun is that? You get to go make somebody's day. So I would say if you're feeling down about Valentine's Day, just go get a gift. Make a goodie bag for people. There are plenty of things that you can do, and you can have fun on Valentine's Day.
Those box Valentines.
That's right.
There we go.
That's right.
There we go. I think mine is I'm going to sprinkle a little Mahachik magic and just try to turn that frown upside down and see the good in it. I've been married on Valentine's. I've been in love on Valentine's. I've been single on Valentine's. I've been heartbroken on Valentine's. Guess what? This too shall pass. So whatever mood you're in, guys, just try to, if you're in a bad mood, sometimes you got to embrace it. It is what it is, but this too shall pass. But anyways, guys, our time has passed. We want to thank you for tuning in for this week's episode of Unhinged. Go out there and spread the love.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Bye.